Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time and where you are listening to this video or watching this video. I am Emmanuella Nzeribe from Nigeria. I live in the city of Abuja, where I work as the research analyst of the Sidani Institute for Research and Innovation. So being the president-elect or the president is such a beautiful and amazing opportunity to serve this international community. It has been a beautiful experience, if I say so myself. And I am happy and privileged that such a time as this, I have this opportunity to lead this international community and also advocate for the interest of young pharmacists and young professionals all over the world. So once again, I'm Emmanuella Nzeribe, and the essence of this video as you are watching is to give you updates and let you know what we have done so far as a steering committee and as the president. So without further ado, I will just give you more information as time goes on. So quickly, I didn't do all of these things that I've said without the support of my steering committee members. As you can see here, um, I have Janae, two people, Janae and AJ, two people from the US, one person from Australia, and one person from Spain. I mean, it's been an opportunity just working together with these people to advance the work of ECPG and the impact that ECPG is having on pharmacists across the globe. So, I mean, as a team, as a community, we have our priorities, and these priorities have always been revolving around the one FIP vision, which is to have a collaboration and a connection between the different sections and SIGs of FIP. As you all may know, that FIP has different categories and different sections, especially considering the fact that pharmacy on its own is a very diverse um, profession, because I mean you get people working in different areas or different aspects of their life. So yeah, so basically that's it. So with regards to the one FIP, we collaborate with the rest of the FIP leaders to support the one FIP vision. We engage with our FIP leaders through our liaisons, because for each of the sections within FIP, we have liaisons that work hand in hand to ensure that what we are pushing is moving forward. So we collaborate with potential partners within FIP and outside FIP. We engage them, we network with them. We also collaborate with other partners and the rest of the FIP structures to ensure that we are able to implement those projects that you have seen about FIP. We also engage with our members through our public relations. I mean, you see on our social media, you see our newsletter, we do a lot of engagement over there. So, like I had mentioned earlier, all of the things that I'll be mentioning that we accomplished this year wouldn't have been done by just me. Of course, we have a whole group of people from different parts of the world that served in different capacities to push the agenda of ECPG. I mean, we had the project subcommittee, we have the public relations subcommittee, and then we have the liaison subcommittee, and all together we form the dream team. So what has been my main focus for as the president has been in five different phases. The first one was to represent ECPG. So representing ECPG was at different levels, either at the FIP level or at the member organization level, or even at external events. moving on, there was also a team that I was in charge of leading and making sure that the agenda, the vision, the mission of ECPG was pushed forward. Then from there, I also worked with my team members to ensure and continue to engage and collaborate with ECPG members and, of course, our member organizations. I'm sure our member organizations can attest to that. And then also provided ideas and guidance to the team members just to ensure that we set new ground for ECPG. And of course, our Congress was a success this year because of the collaborations that we had. So we had the 24 Congress planning. And of course, you can tell that we have a webinar. So depending on the time that you're watching this video, we have a webinar that is currently coming up in November 5th that is speaking to community pharmacists and entrepreneurship. And of course, our annual business meeting. So what were the activities that the ECPG president was involved in? So just to break down everything for you so that you can be able to understand the scope of the work that we do here, especially for new members. So for the first one, I was in charge of managing the steering committee and the subcommittee members. So we had a WhatsApp group where we have the steering committee. So we have a monthly meeting every month to plan and to also brainstorm around certain things and how we can push the ECPG forward. And then we have a subcommittee team, that's the ECPG team. So everyone is there sharing more opportunities of ECPG and the likes. And of course, as you can see from our ECPG website, it is always up to date. So we have the website, we upload and make sure that every opportunity we have within ECPG is on the website, especially for new members and for people that would love to join ECPG in the future. So increasing ECPG representation was one of my major tasks for this year. So at digital events and at the Congress, I had the amazing opportunity of representing ECPG, representing the interests of young pharmacists across the globe, advocating for more scholarships. So as you might have seen, we had the CPS collaboration. We collaborated with the CPS, that's the community pharmacy section, to have a scholarship. So this year we added one more scholarship to the list of scholarships that we already have. So that is really a plus. And then for virtual events, I had the great opportunity of representing ECPG at external events and member organizations. So that included in Nigeria. And then we also represented ECPG at the FIP level, at the BPP meeting, at the BPS meeting, of which I will give more information to that subsequently. And of course, at the CBDG, which is the Congress Planning Development Group, where we stayed and we were planning the Congress to ensure that everyone had the best Congress ever. And those that attended the Congress, the Cape Town Congress, can give more context to this. They would be able to attest to the fact that they had a great time at the Congress in Cape Town. And then, of course, the World Health Assembly is, as we all know, that FIP has an alliance with the WHO. And of course, this year, ECPG represented not just ECPG, but of course, FIP in general. So we didn't just attend as delegates, we attended as full and official delegates. So we represented the interests of pharmacists all over the world by drafting up policy statements at the World Health Assembly. Then additionally, there was also engagement and collaborations with the members network. So we had the first ever global networking session, which was such a huge success. So, and this global networking session was done at the mid of the year in June, where we had both the individual members and member organizations coming. Was such a great time. And of course, there was a successful planning of I led the planning of the three pre-congress events that we had: the Generative AI Summit, the 5th edition of the Leadership Development Workshop, and of course the Humanitarian Hackathon, which was the first time we were actually having that. So I will give more information to that in the subsequent slides. And then big of it, I know that previously from the last year we had come up with the strategic plan, and this strategic plan is such a beautiful document which and the plans on how we can strategically work towards promoting ECPG and ensuring that the interest of ECPG or young pharmacists is being promoted, and of course helping young pharmacists across the globe to be able to make advancements and also get better in their space, whatever space they find themselves. So because of that, we have various activities ongoing. We had the mentorship program, we had the leadership development workshop, which we did in collaboration with academic pharmacy section. We had the rare disease toolkit that was finalized and released. And then we also have webinars that will be coming up from now till like it will be on a rolling basis. So we have the first one that we'll be having in November 5th. And then this year again, ECPG applied to be a member of the WHO Youth Council. Then, of course, the meetings in Hague, we have the FIP business meetings that are done in The Hague, Netherlands. So I represented the interest of ECPG here by preparing and presenting reports to the Board of Pharmaceutical Practice, the Board of Pharmaceutical Sciences, and the FIP Education. Of course, during these meetings was also a great time to connect and build collaborations with these people. And that's why we are having a lot of collaborations, even with regards to the activities that we have planned out. And then for the WHA preparations, which I mentioned earlier, first off, I made sure that we had a careful selection of ECPG delegates that would go and represent ECPG and FIP, who also assisted with drafting out the statements and the policies. And then, of course, we had series of meetings, the pre-WHA meetings, post-WHA meetings, reports, getting everything ready, of which you might have seen on the FIP website. And of course, we had roundtable discussions and side events. Speaking to the Congress, the Congress had a lot of things ongoing, even from January till the time the Congress finally came through. So it all started the previous year with the call for the session proposals when I was still serving as the as a chairperson for public relations. So we started with the call for session proposals, which was released for ECPG members to submit. We had a total of 5 submissions, of which 2 of them were accepted. And then I am also happy to also say that for these 2 accepted proposals, we chaired and co-chaired. I co-chaired one of the accepted session, and of course, the other session, which was on international humanitarian law, was also chaired by another ECPG member. And then to ensure that we had a great representation of young pharmacists, a great representation of early career pharmacists, including pharmacy students, we had a collaboration with IPSF to have a special package, special discounted package for registration to the Congress. And this was done and in collaboration with the PSSA YPG, that's the Pharmaceutical Society of South Africa Young Pharmacists Group. We had a great accommodation and catering for the people that registered for this package. I mean, this package had a total like over 30 people that registered. And then for the pre-Congress sessions, we had the Generative AI Summit, which I mentioned earlier. And this was all in the aim of having early career pharmacists learning how to best use AI even in their practice. And then for the humanitarian hackathon, which I mentioned that this was like the very first time we were doing that, it was also a medium for us to be able to introduce the early career pharmacists to military and emergency pharmacy, and to also let them know that pharmacists are needed in humanitarian crisis. So for leadership development workshop, this is the 5th time we are having this edition, and we incorporated new topics such as project management, the South African so in collaboration with the South African Pharmaceutical Students Federation, we had the Welcome Night, we had the International Night, and then we had the South African Night. Of course, we also had the Early Career Social Night, which was also a great time for people to also interact and have a beautiful opportunity. So, and then additionally, we also had the council dinner, the Taiwanese night, the reception night. These were the nights where I attended and built more connections for ECPG. And then we had the ECPG booth where we had the meet and greets. I will leave the chairperson for PR to speak more on this. It was such a beautiful experience because at the meet and greets, it was a great time for ECPG alumni, former presidents, former steering committee members of ECPG. They came in, they met in new people that just joined ECPG, the ones that were interested in becoming members of FIP and ECPG. It was such a great time. It was established, it was managed very beautifully. And then, of course, we had the scholarships and the grants, which I mentioned earlier. And we collaborated with the FIP Foundation to have t-shirts, lapel pins, and Maya's Pharmacy Adventure book to be able for people to just come and buy, and also as a form of fundraising for the ECPG scholarship that is always released every time. And then, as I had mentioned earlier, the leadership development, I think I will just keep because I had mentioned this earlier. The session proposals, we had 2 scope organizers, 2 were co-chaired. We had all at the Congress, we had ECPG members as speakers, as panelists, as workshop leads, as chairs. So we are really doing great. And then for Denmark, we are currently suggesting, we already have a theme. They are currently brainstorming to make sure that we give you the best Congress ever. And then for the package, it was also, as you know, it was done together with IPSF and even the Fifth Congress team. And then, of course, at the end of everything, I didn't mention this, but at the end of everything, we had an excursion to Cape Peninsula on the last day of the Congress. And then for the leadership development workshop, it was done in collaboration with the ACPS, the Academic Pharmacy section, who helped us to identify speakers and also refine the program to in line with the feedback that we had gotten previously. And then we are working directly hand in hand with the FIP Foundation and the regional forums for the ECLD scholarships. And then for the career social night, I worked hand in hand with the PSSA YPG folks to develop the program, to identify and even reserve a venue. And then, of course, collaborating with the Congress liaison for each of these nights. So I had great highlights. I had amazing highlights. So these highlights we are basically just expanding the success and visibility of FIP ECPG. So I attended and planned, chaired, and even joined 120 plus meetings, building new connections and potential collaborations from both online and physically at the Congress, and then coming up with new ideas that would help advance the cause of FIP ECPG. Mentoring projects, I mentioned earlier that this year we had a remote volunteering program, we had the leadership development workshop, the leadership development program, the mentorship program, the webinar. Like we had things ongoing this year. We had digital events just to ensure that all of these things were done and also help ECPG members to continue to grow and advance in their career. Advocating for the interests of early career pharmacists across the globe. And then, of course, there was an increase. There was, or there is, an increase in the membership. So we had a total of 20% increase in FIP membership. And of course, we know that it continues growing. I mean, it was, especially now that we are getting to the end of the year. I mean, as here, you can also see more highlights. Here are pictures from the CPS leadership, and you can see at the Congress pictures during the meet and greet with ECPG members. You can also see at the top here that shows the webinar where I was speaking on neglected tropical diseases. But of course, I represented the interests of FIP ECPG here. And then at the right top, you can also see the professional innovation grants, where we invited the winner from 2022, Brian, to come and speak and encourage people, and also let them to know about the tips on how to be an innovation grant winner. And then this over here, you can see pictures of me and FIP leaders after we've had collaborations and we've spoken about how to advance FIP and ECPG. This is me when we were representing ECPG members at the council meeting. This is the steering committee members with the CEO of FIP. And then you can also see me here with pictures of me and the rest of the members of the bureau. So over here, as part of the highlights, you can see the Congress the ECLD winners, as well as some of the leadership development workshop participants and the steering committee members. And you can see our delegation that attended the WHA. And here is our poster that gave a lot of introduction about FIP ECPG. We had people that were there, and it was also a great time to even have more people join the course of ECPG. So all too soon, we've gradually come to the end of this mandate, and with emotions, I'm just here to say a massive, massive, big thank you to the OneFIP family, the steering committee members, and our account holders who have always been supportive. Of course, by extension, the rest of the FIP team, the CEO, the ECPG champion, just saying thank you for being there and for advancing the cause of ECPG. And subsequently, I look forward to continuing to sustain and increase the achievements that we have done this year. Moreover, I'm also looking forward to offering more opportunities for ECPG in the coming year. And I would also like you guys to anticipate that next year is our 25th anniversary as ECPG. And of course, I know that this would be a great time for us to have a great celebration. And I look forward to having more opportunities with ECPG members and the rest of the steering committee members come next year, 2025. On this note, I say thank you and long live pharmacy. And of course, I will also entreat you all to go on to listen and watch the videos of the rest of the steering committee members as they give you tidbits. All I just have here is a summary of everything that was done, but you will get more information of what we did from the chairperson of projects, chairperson of public relations, from the secretary, and chairperson of the liaisons. Thank you very much as you do this, and have a great day. Bye.